high. It's been a long time coming. I know it's been several weeks actually. I've had a nice topic where we begin to deal about tech related issues and what are the basic requirements, the basic stuff you end up facing when you dive into the tech world. And today is no exception. I'm so glad you'll be able to watch this video and have a proper glimpse into how software is being developed. All right, so what is software development lifecycle? This all has to do with the different phases that has to be passed through before a software can be developed. A software that can be usable or can be allowed to be released to the public for usage. So for you to develop an app or a website, you have to go through the different phases that makes up the software development lifecycle. So in the software development lifecycle, it entails the feasibility study or the planning phase. Then also the next step and the next phase afterward is the design phase. After the design phase, you go into the coding phase. And this is where most people are more conscious about. That is for the phase of the coding. You don't believe software development is all about coding, but then it all entails different procedures and different steps. So the first one, first of all, is the software. In the software development phase is the feasibility study and the planning. Then goes in the next, the design. After the design, they enter into the coding. With the coding, you do the testing. From testing, you do implementation. After implementation, then you do what we call deployment. After development, then you have lastly, which is optional, then which is maintenance. Then after maintenance, you continue back to the cycle of feasibility study and so on like that. So let us first go a lot deeper into how this processes works. So feasibility study and planning phase. This is where the basic requirement for the project is being taken into documentation. So we begin to document the various requirements needed to go into the project. And this is where the type of language or coding programming language that has to be used for the progress to be made possible is being determined. Then the other requirements, what are the basic stuff that needs to be found in this project the website must obtain. This comes after the customer or the one that wants to do the project hands the project over to a company. Now, when a company takes up, the executive, the stakeholders, the money involved, they have a strategic meeting where they discuss each of the requirements that's to put in place for the website or the application to be made possible. And then when this is actually done, then it is all documented down so that now it can move to the next phase, and that is for the design. So once the requirements have been gotten, the design comes in. This is where their photo form of layout for the design is being made out. You have the logical design and then the physical design. So this is where the design comes in. This is where each of the requirements is being designed so that a pictorial representation of this requirement is made feasible, and everybody can come in to begin to point out what is necessary and what is not necessary. So after the design phase has been done, the next phase that comes in is coding. This is where now the programmers, the coders, they come in. So this is when the each of the requirements is then hard coded, is coded into the system, is made each of the functionalities then put in place. After seeing the design, they replicate the design they have been represented with that has the requirements done already from the feasibility phase. So once this is done, it's hard coded, and then the website is being developed, and then the application. So this is where the code, the language is being now done by the programmer. Then afterwards, then during this phase of the coding, um, um, unit testing can also happen simultaneously. So the next, you now have the testing phase. This is where the testers come. They begin to test the software. They begin to test our website. They begin to test the application if it's everything is working accordingly and is acceptable. So it goes through different forms of testing at this point. It does go through the unit testing. It goes through the integration testing. It goes through the user acceptance testing. So when the software now has been tested all through these phases, and then it's at the max approved, then comes into the implementation or the deployment phase. And this is where the software now is not deployed into the production environment, and then is not exposed to the public space. This is when our users can now come in and begin to interact with the software developed. And after that, once the software is being made, you say there's a common terminology in the software world is that coding never ends. Software development never ends. So, and when it's been exposed within maybe a year, at most, let's say 2-3 months after various interaction from various different kinds of users, there'll be a lot of reporting back from the users feedback, interaction got in, whether the website was too slow, when the number of users increases on the system, or there's some particular kind of functionality that has to be updated to look more modern and welcome even more users into the system. So when all of this feedback is really gotten, this is where the phase of maintenance comes in. So there will be somebody at the help desk that responds to the users, get their complaints, pass it along to the coders, work on it, develop it, and bring us new features. That way, I'm able to have version 2.0, 3.0, and so on. That so they keep on getting feedback from users and begin to develop and work on the system to be more better and more user friendly. So, and then after that, after getting all of this all of this information, then a feasibility studies comes in again. So it's like it's a cycle. So after maintenance, we're going back again to the first beginning again as the feasibility study, taking each of the new requirements to bring a newer, more sophisticated version of the software they currently have online. So once this is gotten, then it's being taken through the feasibility study, then the requirements, a documentation is being carried on, brought it over to design again, then code comes in, then testing again, then maintenance, feasibility study, and so on. So there's a cycle, so it keeps on running. So the system is built into place. So this each of these phases involves certain skills or a certain kind of individuals with a particular kind of skills to man each of these phases so that the software development runs smoothly and the company can be built around through it, and then it can begin to serve its purpose into the public space. So that's all about the SDLC, the system development life phases. I hope this is understandable, and then if you have any questions, you can reach out to us and we're glad to respond to you. Till then, keep coding. Bye for now.